Hey, what's up, fam? At the finish line now for my whole theorized layout of the main characters for the Mashimaverse. If you don't know what that is, it's just kind of the fan theory that if Mashima ended up connecting a bunch of his stories together into kind of like one big universe, whether it be on like different planets or different points in time, and the characters meet up somehow, kind of just putting them all into one kind of big, like I said, connected world where maybe all the stories will somehow interact in a way, but maybe slightly, who knows. But this is the last one, and then I'm gonna start on a different project. This is done to Shiki Granbell, the main character of his newest and current series, Eden Zero. So Shiki is the grandson of the Demon King Ziggy, who's like this. He seemed to be some form of space conqueror or pirate, some form of a kind of intergalactic nuisance that they called him the Demon King. I really wish they went with Demon Machine King. I always thought that was cooler, but whatever. Shiki's he's very playful. Out of all of the main characters Hiroshima had in his lineup, Shiki seems the most kind of childish. It's kind of the way that he grew up on his own with all these robots, and the robots kind of never wanted to see him really upset, kind of always because he's always trying to help them, trying to fix anything that he could, and they're always kind of like didn't want to break that bubble. His wanted to keep him thinking he's doing all this different stuff. And I think it's because of kind of that whole surrounding. He's very quick to be happy, very quick to be pleased, but also quick to kind of flip in the opposite direction that we saw when after he saw all the broken robots that were similar to his friend Michael, that he kind of went into a blind rage for a handful of seconds before coming out of it, and that's kind of like the I'd say more of a differing factor when you compare it to someone like Haru. Haru is a lot more chill, and someone like Natsu who would just kind of keep escalating rage until it was over, and then uh, cool down, but not really cool down. Just kind of get back to his standard like fiery personality. Uh, Shiki though, yeah. So the thing about with Shiki when he grew up with all these robots is he doesn't really differentiate between human, robot, cyborg, alien. He kind of just sees everyone as just people, which is a good trait for him. That's why he doesn't like when people treat robots like they're trash, like they're expendable. Because obviously for him, especially the robots, when he grew up with them as his friends and family, it probably hits him. It clearly hits him actually really close to home, and it bring back some upsetting memories as well as some good ones that I imagine being tarnished would uh, really make him mad. He's also extremely curious. He seemed to be very kind of like peaked at the idea of the secrets of space, just like what they're gonna find out there with or whatever they kind of go on a ship, just like him going into like them getting sucked into Elsie's ship, and then just like fighting people. He was so excited to see all the stuff that was on there, like this crazy like horror show of a ship with like flesh things growing on the wall, like big weird infestations, and he just thought it was the coolest thing. So Shiki's he's a high mobility fighter. Is one of the things that I think I've compared him Natsu and Haru's fighting style. Haru is kind of like direct head on approach while like figuring out the best way with what he's got with like his 10 commandment swords to kind of go in succession to get the best result. Natsu's a straight like assault type fighter. He goes in. If he gets knocked back or damaged, he's just gonna either keep going or get back up and keep trying until it happens. Keep figuring something out. Maybe improvise a little bit. Shiki is much more of like if you put him in front of a target, he will use the whole room to his advantage. He'll look from every angle, try and figure out the best means of attack. He's got a couple of ranged attack, got some kicks, he's got some crowd control, able to pull in and push out crowds of people. He's got an interesting fighting style to him, and that's one of the things I like about him so far, especially like the gravity comment you see when he's got his like full power ether gear on. His ether gear, obviously, it's like it's kind of like rerouting the mana in his body to use it in different ways. And it's also has like specific types. He's got one that manipulates gravity, and you got Wise, who's got one that can manipulate machines and reconstruct them in real time. And it's just kind of a thing with Shiki that I hope they stick to. His style is way more around utility and mobility, and not as large powerhouse. Because you got like with Haru had he had different swords for different occasions. Not some of them seemed more powerful than the others, but some of them were much more useful in certain things. Natsu was a straight, obviously, like he was the assault head on fighter character, first on the scene, get in there, fucking do damage. And with Shiki, I would much prefer it if they stayed more of a kind of a in multiple areas kind of character, like I said, with more of mobility and utility with it. He'll keep having a more well-rounded in the areas that he's in a couple of areas, not to be like too heavy attack, not too heavy utility, but stuff like mobility. I want to see him maybe more have better flight. Maybe he creates like I've seen some theories of him doing like maybe he'll have like portals. He could do like little wormholes or something crazy like that. Something interesting that it's not like big crazy damage like attacks, but more of ones where he's thinking up something odd to kind of add to his this collection. So Shiki is a very interesting dude. He's kind of got this very pure heart, but at the same time, it's that pure heart that's kind of his double-edged sword, where it helps him seemingly uh, to work well with others, but at the same time, it's when he's faced with some like more real scenarios that it kind of shakes him. Like when you got the part with when he was in that underground like little dumpster area, that trash heap with all the robots that looked like his buddy Michael. He was like in tears, and he was like panicking, not knowing what to do. And it seemed like that kind of lack of experience for like some bad situations really could have hurt him in some areas. Maybe make him too rash. Maybe make it so he uh, was a little bit unstable, unfocused, unknowing what to do. So, but overall, I think Shiki's a cool character so far. I like his design. I don't know why people look at him and, well, design wise, like just like Hiromashima's art style. Other than that, other than like the art style, he's not similar to Natsu. I mean, he's got a very much more different personality. The only thing that really seems to fall into place with all of your Mishima's characters is they all value like friendship as a very important thing. But other than that, Shiki's his very own character, Natsu's his own character, Haru's his own character. And if you watch back the other Mashimaverse main character videos that I've done, you're gonna see that all these characters are very different in a lot of ways. So, tell me what you think of the comments about Shiki. Do you like Shiki? Are you interested to see him adventure through space and see the cosmos that he's in and other cosmoses? And if you like this content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you're subscribed already, thank you. Check out my other stuff. I do mostly manga, anime, uh, and video discussion stuff. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Bye.